That's Sus Scratch. What happens when you pull over the wrong person, and what are the procedures that you'd go through? I know it's dumb, but I'm really curious about this. That is not a dumb question, that's a good question, and that's why you guys clicked on this video. So let's talk about it. Now there's a couple different scenarios that this could happen in. Felony traffic stops, and you're probably like, whoa, felony traffic stops? Like, they're pulling over the wrong car and felonies? Here's the deal. That doesn't necessarily mean that the car being stopped is the actual vehicle. So let's say we get a call about a burglary in progress. We're heading to the area, we get some information through dispatch saying that it was a gold Chevy pickup truck that was seen at this, leaving the scene by the person who's calling it in, or a witness or so forth. Or let's say there's no witness and nobody called anything in, but you're going to a closed business in the middle of the night, it's late at night, and all of a sudden come out of that parking lot where you just got a burglary alarm for that business, a truck is pulling out of there. And another officer who arrived on scene says, hey, the window's smashed into this business, and you see that truck leaving from there, that truck automatically becomes a suspect vehicle because there's a good chance that that could be the suspect vehicle. So we're gonna stop it and we're gonna treat it as a suspect vehicle until we can determine that it's not. So it could very well be, and there's a chance that it could not be. This has happened before. I've been on this situation before where a truck matching a description was leaving a scene. We pull it over, we treat it as a felony stop, which means we do the whole thing where we call everybody out of the car one by one and do it properly because it could be the suspects. They could be armed, it could be dangerous. We don't know this stuff. See, some people think that we just automatically know everything about everything, and we don't. We have limited information. We have reasonable suspicion that this is the vehicle, which is enough to stop the vehicle. So yeah, we'll treat it as a felony stop. So what do we do in that situation? Well, we go through the process, get those people back, and we determine that they were not directly involved with this incident. They have an alibi, it doesn't add up, or we at least get their information and then later determine that maybe they were involved. But we have to figure that out to be sure. That being said, if you ever wrongfully pulled over and you're stuck in this situation where the cops are using the PA system or hollering at you to put your hands out the window, open the door from the outside, just remain calm. Don't freak out, listen to the police. That is the best thing that you can do. And you gotta understand from the officer's point of view of what I just said. They think that you might be a suspect, you might be a possible suspect. And you guys as officers, if you're watching this, you, the officer, please explain to these people. I see these felony stops videos and the officers will pull the people back and they won't explain anything to them. And they're like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Just tell them, hey, your vehicle is a suspect vehicle and a possible suspect vehicle in a burglary. We need to figure out what's going on and then we'll determine. Well, I didn't do nothing wrong. Okay, so we'll figure that out. And if you didn't do anything wrong, you will be released. Let those people know so they have an understanding and they're not just sitting there thinking like, dude, I'm getting wrongfully arrested. I didn't do anything, you know, like give them a bit of comfort because you're taking them and putting them in a scary situation for most citizens because especially if they didn't do anything wrong, give them some comfort. Explain to them there's nothing wrong with that. Another situation could be just a regular traffic stop. So let's say you're a police officer and you're running radar and you see a vehicle, let's say it's a popular vehicle, say it's a white Toyota RAV4. You got it going 70 in a 45. Go to get behind the vehicle and all of a sudden there's two white RAV4s. Is it possible that you could pull over the wrong one? Yeah, so don't pull over a vehicle unless you are 100% sure. Why would you pull over the wrong car? It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't happen at all, but it does. What happens if you are the driver in that situation? Just cooperate. Explain to the officer, say, hey, I understand that you said I pulled over here, but this is where I was coming from. I promise you it wasn't me. Don't argue with the officer, just explain why it couldn't be you. It's sad if you actually get a ticket for something you didn't do. I apologize if that happens. That shouldn't be happening, but please take it to court. Fight it. I'm not here to pretend that like that doesn't happen. All right, I'm a human and I know that there's poor humans in law enforcement that we need to get in the hell out. To my fellow officers out there and future law enforcement officers, if you ain't 100% sure it's the vehicle, do not stop the vehicle. One more situation that I could think of, there's probably more that I'm missing. If there is, leave them down below in the comments. You guys help me out, talk about it. I love discussing with you guys. That's part of this channel. That's part of the reason I do this, is to have that discussion with you guys so we kind of clear things up. But another one is, say you run a tag. When that tag comes back, it sometimes tells us that the registered owner, what the heck was that? With the registered owner of the vehicle is suspended, you know, or their license is expired, so forth, right? So if the person driving that vehicle matches the description of the driver, because we could pull up a photo, if they look like them, we could pull them over, right? Because it looks like the driver. So that person should not be driving because their license is suspended. But sometimes we pull them over and guess what? That's not who we thought it was. They look like them, probably because it might be their kid or something like that, so they kind of look similar. At that point, what do? Oh no, we just pulled over the wrong car, or we don't have PC anymore. So if you don't have PC anymore, what do? Well, obviously you can no longer detain that person. You can't detain that driver any further than that. So once you no longer have PC, because that person's not the driver, you gotta let them go. So do not further detain them. Let them go. Let them carry on with their day. Hopefully that kind of sums it up for you guys. If I missed anything that you're curious about, comment section, and I'll get back to you. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.